What do you do from here forward? How can you have the biggest impact on America going forward?
You know, I always lived in this little dream world, like I think a lot of us do. I've done a lot of different things, and most of them in the last 50 years have been in public life, either as a law enforcement officer, a mayor. My private business was mostly security. I did security for the country in Russia that's getting attacked the most, Kharkiv. Half the people I work with there are dead. I'm not completely in favor of the Ukraine war, but I'm not completely against it either. It draws my emotions like crazy. Those people were the bravest people I had ever met in Kharkiv. They were former Russian-oriented Ukrainians, right on the border of Russia, that in 2014 were double-crossed by Putin. And he came in and they would have surrendered to him. They liked him. They'd have surrendered to him. And he started wiping them out to teach him a lesson beforehand. The mayor, who was a pal of his, told him to stop. And he sent him a message saying, when you're in the grave. The guy was a military guy. He developed an army against the Russians, got no help. This one would give him no help. He fought off the Russians by himself, became the biggest hero of the Mayor Kearns, his name was, lost both his legs. When I met him, he was in a wheelchair. He died before the Second War, but he's left them like, and if you read about this, Russia from the beginning of this new one has been trying to invade Kharkiv. And every time they get in, the Kharkiv people throw them out. Most of them are Russians. Most of the people in Kharkiv are Russians, not Ukrainian. They become Ukrainian.
I want to talk about you. What do you want to do from here forward? What's the next chapter in your life?
Help Donald Trump straighten out the federal government.
And how can you do that? What role will you take in doing that?
Well, I offered him the role last time when I incorrectly thought he was going to win. I'm talking about 2020. So you can hire me for about a year as a special assistant, and I'll go around and I'll get rid of all of the people who are going to double-cross you. I'm good at that. I did that in my own administration. I got rid of 4,000 people, ultimately 12. I'm good at that because I'm a really good investigator. That's my best thing. And in New York, I can smell the crooked politicians. I mean, they have a certain odor. I mean, I put so many of them in jail. When I show up, they start to emit the odor. If you want to know about these people who hate me outside New York, it's nothing. The ones in New York, and every once in a while I get a really funny one. I had a woman come up to me a couple months ago and she said, "You put my Uncle Tony in jail." And I didn't know what to expect. I'm all by myself. She got 2 guys with her. I'm saying, oh. She said, "We never got to thank you. Would you like to come over for dinner?" I said, "No, I don't think that'd be appropriate."
How's your health?
My health is good. I have a couple of issues that have been around for a long time. I have 2 very bad knees from having been a catcher when I was 9, stopping when I was 40. I was obsessed and as maniacal a catcher as I am obsessed and maniacal for justice. Can you imagine how terrible that was? And I ruined both my knees. So this one here has been operated on, doing okay. This one the other day, for a while now, causes me tremendous trouble. So it's hard for me to walk it. So last Christmas, I was going to get it fixed, doctor. And because of the campaign, no. This Christmas, it'll be over. And either I'll be trying to see if Elon Musk will put me on Mars so I can be safe, or I'll be in great shape. We don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'll get it done. Other than these 2 knees, I have nothing serious. I mean, I have too much cholesterol, so I take that medicine that now I read articles you're not supposed to take anymore, the statin medicine.
Any complications from 9/11?
Probably.
You were down there a lot.
Yeah, probably. I have resisted any kind of emotional complications. I just deny them. But recently, I started getting dreams about it, and it's been like at the time, I didn't get dreams about it. But the last, when I say recently, I mean the last 6 months, I start to relive some of it. And I do have a little problem in my chest as a result of it, which they don't know how bad it is. It isn't like critical yet, but it'll affect my coughing. But nothing like, I don't feel like even talking about it because I've had friends who have died as a result of it. I have friends that are really affected by PTSD. One of them was one of my key people. He's the most wonderful man you ever will know, saved so many lives. I can't get him out of it, doctor. I just can't get him out of it. And he loves me, and I love him. And I get him out of it for 2 or 3 days, and then his wife calls me and says,